My name is Jessica Longstaff and I'm a speech and language therapist. I am going to explain the role of speech and language therapists in supporting people with an unsafe swallow or difficulties in eating and drinking. Speech and language therapists support people with difficulties in eating, drinking and swallowing, along with their carers and families. When a speech and language therapist first meets a person, they will want to collect a detailed history about the person and their swallowing difficulties. Speech and language therapists will observe the person eating and drinking, usually over a mealtime, and where possible will complete a detailed examination of the muscles that the person uses to eat, drink and swallow. Speech and language therapists may sometimes refer people for examinations of their swallowing, for example a video fluoroscopy, which is where someone has an X-ray while they are eating and drinking. This is not always needed or appropriate for the person. Speech and language therapists will teach the person, their carers and families about eating and drinking difficulties and the risks associated with it. Speech and language therapists will provide specialist advice about how to help the person to eat, drink and swallow safely. This might include modifying the texture of the person's food and drink, identifying what eating and drinking equipment that person should use, advice on positioning and environment when eating and drinking, and advice on how to ensure that the person can swallow their medication safely. Speech and language therapists will ensure that this advice has been agreed with the client, their carers and family, and will work with you to ensure that everyone involved in that person's care is aware of the advice. The speech and language therapist will always provide a person-centred and detailed care plan, and it is important that this is kept safe, is always available, and is shared with any new staff members who are supporting the person. Speech and language therapists are not experts in esophageal dysphagia. This is where a person has difficulty moving food down the esophagus or food pipe and into the stomach. If a person has signs of esophageal dysphagia, such as vomiting or reflux, you should seek advice from their GP or gastroenterologist.